So on the line, I've got Tanya. Tanya, it's awesome to talk to you as a newly minted Vision Ambassador. Very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Oh, I was so thrilled. Now, anyone who listens along to Rise and Shine would know you because you and Ollie are awesome. I feel like family because you're ringing in and chatting, and it feels like we spend every morning with you. So thank you. I love it.
Thank you. He actually asked, he was hoping he was going to be on this morning, and he said, "Can I have a shout out, Mum?"
Oh, well, a big shout out to you, Ollie.
He's on his way to school right now, so have a great day at school, Ollie. But tell us a bit about, for those that aren't familiar with you, Tanya, tell us a bit about yourself. You live in the hills of Adelaide?
Yeah, sort of just in the foothills of down south, so Happy Valley. So, yeah, it sounds like a beautiful place, and it is a beautiful place.
That's cool.
It kind of feels like you're not really in the city because there's lots of trees and nature and, yeah, so it's awesome. A lovely place to be, and it's near a big reservoir which has been opened up to the public recently, so we can get to go for walks around the big reservoir.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Have you lived in that area for a while, or where do you come from?
Well, I'm a Riverland, so anyone from South Australia would know where the Riverland is. I'm a Riverland girl originally, grew up in the country and in church in the country as a young child, but came to the city pretty much at early adulthood to become, I was going to become an actress actually originally.
Oh, wow.
And got into uni, auditioned and everything, and always loved acting and singing. And then I was only in uni 6 months and decided I was going to join the police force. So I became a police officer. 8 years in policing. I nearly died as a police officer. So
wow.
that was kind of part of my testimony. I got beaten up and should have died, but I cried out to God as I was being beaten. And he, as one of the Psalms says, he pulled me straight out of that place.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, and, he's faithful. I'm not, and I came back to him soon after that and came back to the city to live, became a worship leader, got really involved with the youth and things. This is in my mid-20s, I think. And then sort of fell away again and went back to uni, became a teacher at this stage because the policing thing sort of came to a big halt. Started teaching way north in the country up in Coober Pedy. Shout out to Coober Pedy people. And I only did 6 months there because they only needed me for 6 months really. And I went to Hawker then, which is another really isolated place.
Yeah, that is.
And then from there, slowly moved back towards the city, went to Jamestown for teaching. And then I just needed a break from teaching, and I decided I'd go to Melbourne for a year was my decision. I was going to go to Melbourne for a year just to do something completely different, act, sing again. That pulled me back in. And got into a couple of little roles over there. But I met my future husband there. And that's where we started making a life for ourselves. So... And then 6 years later, it wasn't a year, it was 6 years later, we came back with a child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and made our home back here in Happy Valley, which I'd never lived south, but that's where we are, and we feel very established here in the church that we're in. And, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And God, I think probably COVID, as lots of people could probably identify with, it was a real shaking time for people, and it shook us back to God even closer. It drew us really close to Him. And I can't imagine ever looking back again, because I just feel like I've just been so drawn, and, things have changed forever in my mind for us and for my walk, and just totally on fire for God and getting, Jesus to people and people to Jesus. And that's where we're kind of sitting put at the moment. And my teaching career kind of came to a bit of an abrupt halt in COVID as well. So, I'm just a disciple of Christ now.
Excellent.
I don't identify as being a teacher or an ex-police officer or anything anymore. I'm just me.
Excellent. That's so good.
We are so thankful for you, Tanya.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story. You can just see God in that all the way, can't you? Like weaving together to where you are now. One thing that we are excited about is that you popped your hand up to be an ambassador. It's brand new to Vision, so you're very brave to say, yes, okay, we don't know exactly what it looks like, but thank you, I'll be part of it. What made you put your hand up?
Well, I was already doing what I thought an ambassador would do anyway. I just a beautiful friend, shout out to my beautiful friend Katarina. She, I had a coffee catch up twice a year. We really catch up, and I caught up with her and she said, have you tuned into Vision? And I said, what's Vision? I couldn't believe it because I'd been getting the word of the day for a year at least, I think. I'd been in the word of the day, but something had not computed, even with the advertisements on the back and everything. I hadn't made a connection that there was a radio station. It was so good. And so when she said that, I literally tuned in and I haven't turned the radio off since. So,
wow, that is brilliant.
and I started saying to people, especially Christians that I found struggling, I would say to them, you need to get in the word. And then, Matthew 13 came to me. In fact, my pastor always speaks Matthew 13. She said it's about the ground. The seed gets sown, but sometimes it falls on the wrong kind of ground, and we want people to be fertile. And so I really started understanding this, and I'd say to people that I could see struggling, because I could see the seed, yes, they've heard the word, but it's not really gone deep, and they need to have the word. So people say, you need to get in the word, but that wasn't computing with them. So I started saying, you need to turn Vision on. And so I was just doing that ambassador thing in the sense of just saying, pointing people to Vision, because I thought if they're not able to get their Bibles out and diligently read their Bibles all the time, then to have this playing, this is the best thing they can have playing. In the nighttime, if I can't sleep, I turn Vision on and I can have it playing, and it's sowing, permanently sowing.
That's awesome. That's so good. I reckon there's a lot of people like you, Tanya, that are already ambassadors, but they're just sort of unofficial. They do that without even realising it. So I'd love to have them jump on board and become official, because obviously by doing that, you're going to be able to be resourced by Vision as well. Gwen does a great job getting promotional material out, or if there's an event on, you might be able to attend an event on our behalf. So it's great to have that, I guess, formal partnership. But I reckon there's a lot of people that are like you, just already so passionate about what they're hearing and reading and being a part of. But good on you for doing that, for putting your hand up and for becoming an official ambassador for Vision. And we really appreciate you being prepared to put it out there for us.
Yeah, and it's a little unsure the role at this stage, because I think everyone will probably have a different kind of role in what they do and what they feel comfortable doing. But I've ordered some brochures, some Vision brochures and some Vision prayer brochures as well, because you've got the prayer line. And I thought, I love walking my area, and especially with my family. I love dragging the family out for a walk as well. So, I've just envisioned the movie The Forge is coming up this week, and I went to see it on behalf of Vision. Thank you so much. And it was the best thing I've ever seen. And before the movie started, there was a guy at the door, and he had all these brochures and posters and things, and I was like, oh, I need to get my hands on some of them. And I went in and sat down and behaved myself, and then I just felt so prompted to go and speak to him. So I went out to him again and said, is there any chance I could just take a little wad, because I'd really love to drop them in people's mailboxes in the area, and we just need to get people to see this, and not that I'd even seen the movie yet, so I didn't even know what I was in for, but he was really gobsmacked, because at the end of the movie he came out and said, we really need you to get this movie out to people. And I was like, already done. Anticipated what I needed to do. So, brilliant. And I did the drop on Sunday, actually, because I thought if I do it too early, people will forget that it's this week it's starting. So I did it on Sunday, and I was feeling very poor at the time, and health-wise, but I just thought, no, I'm going for a walk and I'm going to go and do this, because I'm not letting any devils stop me. So out I went, and it was a very slow walk, but I got back to my street after this big loop that I did, and put my hand in my bag to get some more. There's about 4 more houses near my house that I hadn't dropped anything in, and there was not one left.
Oh, wow.
The 60 to 100 or whatever it was in the right letterboxes, and I was like, it's all done to it.
Praise God. That's awesome.
Sowing the seed. Tanya, we're just so thankful for you and your beautiful heart, and I can't wait to hear more from you. I feel like I need to get you on to do some devotions with us. So you have encouraged me this morning, Tanya, and Robbo, but I'm sure everyone else as well. So thank you. We really appreciate you.
Oh, bless you so much.
Well, it's been great to chat, and just a reminder that if you want to sign up to be an ambassador like Tanya is, you can go to vision.org.au/ambassador. And you'll see all the details there to sign up, and Gwen will be in touch with you. But thanks again, Tanya. Really appreciate you being a part of it.
Thank you both very much.